The Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Law, or TRAIN Law, is the tax reform program signed by President Rodrigo Duterte on December of 2017. In this video, we will review the various changes that would help in encouraging and sustaining economic growth, reduce poverty, promote social inclusivity, and reduce the income gap between the rich and the poor. Here is a simple breakdown of the points that will be discussed in this video. One of the grand changes created through the TRAIN law is the adjustment on personal income tax. Starting January 2018, all annual income that are below or equal to 250,000 pesos, which translates to a gross monthly salary of 20,800 pesos, are now exempted from personal income tax. Furthermore, the TRAIN law reduces the tax collected across all income levels except for the top 1%, which represents the richest Filipinos earning an annual taxable income of 8 million pesos and above. They will then be taxed at 35%. Also, 13th-month pay and other monetary benefits not exceeding 90,000 pesos are now also exempted under TRAIN law. As for the self-employed and professionals, the TRAIN law increased the VAT threshold, or the amount of gross sales that will merit VAT registration. It has been increased to 3 million pesos. They now have the option to pay a simpler tax rate of 8% if their gross sales do not exceed 3 million pesos. Many Filipinos will benefit from the tax reforms enacted under the TRAIN law. Here are some examples. TRAIN law also simplified the payment of estate tax and donor tax by imposing a fixed rate of 6% instead of the taxes reaching up to 20% and 15% for estate tax and donor tax respectively. They also removed certain restrictions that hindered the facilitation of implementation depending on certain conditions. While the government see a loss of revenue through the decrease in tax rate, they believe that this will make the land market simpler and more efficient for Filipinos. However, the TRAIN law also increased the excise tax for the listed products. The primary objective for the increase, aside from compensating lost government revenue due to the adjustment on personal income tax, is to promote better health practices for Filipinos, discourage rampant sales of non-environmentally friendly and non-sustainable automobiles, and encourage the growth of renewable energy sources in the country. The TRAIN law also repealed 54 out of the 61 special laws that granted VAT exemption to non-essential products, including magazines and instruments, while retaining crucial products related to tourism, agriculture, food, health, and renewable energy, among others. TRAIN law also included medicines for diabetes, high cholesterol, and hypertension in the list of VAT-exempted products, along with products related to renewable energy, barangay enterprise, and tourism. The government also declared that mass housing projects that cost less than 2 million are now also VAT-exempted. Of course, purchases of senior citizens and persons with disability are still tax-exempted. Well, if you like what you have been watching so far, please leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell to get updates on my latest uploads. Due to the increase in price of common products brought by the TRAIN law, the government created economic mitigating measures for the poor to help them in coping with the short-term challenges brought by the TRAIN law. Specifically, the government enacted the unconditional cash grants to the poorest 10 million Filipinos, which grants them 200 pesos per month for 2018 and increasing it to 300 pesos for 2019 and 2020. The government aims to spend 25.7 to 38.5 billion pesos in support for the poorest of the poor Filipinos. Along with the UCP, the government also improved the Pinoy flagship program for Peace with an increase of 200 pesos per month, along with a 600 peso rice subsidy granted to 4-piece beneficiaries in cash. The government aims to spend 70% of the revenues collected through the TRAIN law to fund the Build project, while the remaining 30% will be used to fund the various social programs on education, health, and social protection, among others. Through the train law, the government hopes to reduce poverty rate to 17% by 2022. To achieve this goal, they encourage every Filipino to become their partner for change and help in accumulating funds for infrastructure development and modernization and for social welfare services. In the end, the government hopes that every Filipino will soon enjoy the reduction of personal income tax and the better infrastructures and access to social services. In conclusion, the train law is the first tax reform law that aims to proactively attack poverty and inequality in the country by closing the income gap through personal tax exemptions and reduction of income tax for all Filipinos except for the richest ones. Through this maneuver, the government aims to increase the spending power of the people and derive government revenue through price increase of common food products while still insulating the poorest members of society from the economic shift through various social services and subsidies. If successfully achieved, the train law will improve lives of the Filipinos and usher the badly needed infrastructure development to accommodate the increasing needs of the people. Now that's it for the video, and once again please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time on my next video.